Hi, thank you very much for watching, and we promise to bring you some exciting content throughout the period of the African Cup of Nations. But before that, it looks like Sadio Mane and wife Aisha Tamba have been the talk of town for some days now after the event that took place in Senegal. Sadio Mane finally getting married to a beautiful bride in Senegal, Aisha Tamba, popularly known as Aisha Tamba. And this has taken over the internet, particularly because of the personalities involved. Aisha Tamba is a very beautiful lady, though not on the internet in Senegal. Is somehow well known because the father is a top contractor, but we will come to that. Sadio Mane uh, finally got off the market, and it's become one of the most searched events on Google because Sadio Mane has gotten some crashes on the continent for his generosity and benevolence that has endeared him to many Africans and even beyond. So the wedding event in Senegal, has become very popular on the internet, and so many tabloids, very big tabloids across the world reporting about it. And we wanted to get somehow deep into the events behind the scenes. So there are some controversies regarding the age of Aisha Tamba. And we can confirm that Aisha Tamba is 18, turning 19 this year. So basically, she's 19 years. And Aisha Tamba is in the final year in a university in Senegal. We cannot disclose that, but she's in the final year awaiting her bachelor's degree somehow in some few months. So that is what we can confirm. And how did we get to know about that? Aisha Tamba, 19-year-old Aisha Tamba, is a daughter of Papa Tamba, who is one of the top architects in West Africa and a very top contractor, as we may call it, in Senegal, has been undertaking very huge constructions in Senegal, government buildings and projects for the wealthy people in Senegal, has been undertaking projects for the rich in Senegal. So Papa Tamba, as you see on your screen, is the man in contention that we're talking about. Papa also has worked on some sporting facilities in Senegal, so he's well known for his ingenuity when it comes to construction. And how did he meet Sadio Mane? Sadio Mane has often said in so many interviews that one of the people he trusts in this world is his uncle. And this uncle you see on your screen is the one who has been managing a lot of his facilities, a lot of his projects, properties as well in Senegal. When he's not there and there is something that he needs to undertake, it is his uncle who comes to him and says, we need to do this. So Sadio Mane's uncle is the one who was managing some of the properties and construction sites. But during one of the projects to be undertaken, Sadio Mane's uncle did not look further than Papa Tamba, the man who has become his in-law now. So when he got in touch with him to undertake the project, Sadio Mane also came around to inspect or supervise one of the projects. And when he met Papa Tamba, they've been speaking a lot, and he went home to visit him and saw Aisha Tamba, who is the daughter. So there have been some conversations before that. The lady was 16 and above when she finally met Sadio Mane and they spoke. And the age for consent in Senegal is 16. So Sadio Mane was well within range and hasn't flouted any rule. And as a Muslim, he waited for some 2 years to finally tie the knots. So that is how Sadio Mane got in touch with the wife, Aisha Tamba, through the dad who manages Sadio Mane's construction sites in Senegal. So basically, that's it. And the lady is not on the internet because the dad, we understand, has forbidden her. She's prohibited from being on the social media until she receives her bachelor certificate, and which will be in few months. So Aisha Tamba has stayed very exclusive from internet and has been living in a private life. The dad is a very wealthy man as well. So you cannot say this is a gold digging business. The father has been working on very huge construction sites for government, for rich people, and including Sadio Mane and other top footballers. And Sadio Mane was the one who finally got to meet Aisha Tamba when she came home during vacation, and when Mane was also inspecting one of the facilities and visited Papa Tamba. So this is what we gather from our sources in Senegal. But then the wedding ceremony was held in Papa Tamba's house, a very luxurious house. The invited guests were around 50 to 60 family, friends, and close associates, and some few footballers, top footballers in the Senegalese national team were there to support Sadio Mane. And of course, some top government officials who are in close association with Sadio Mane. So this is where the wedding ceremony took place in Sadio Mane, father-in-law's house, his previous construction manager and now father-in-law. And so Aisha Tamba has returned to school to continue with her education. Sadio Mane has joined the national team. He was given a day off. But before that, the day of the wedding, after the event in Casablanca, that's a border town to Bambali, where Sadio Mane also comes from. The couple drove to Dakar, a very wealthy place, luxurious and exclusive area in Dakar. This is reserved for the rich, secluded enclave, they say, in Senegal. That is where Sadio Mane, for 2 years, has been putting up a mansion where he had promised to introduce the newly found wife on the day or the night of their wedding. So this is it. The project took around 2 years to complete, and the first time it was opened was the day Sadio Mane was done with his wedding and drove the wife there, opened the place up, and introduced her to where they will be living for the rest of their lives. And it is a very, very plush, luxurious mansion. About 60-70% of it made of wood. Sadio Mane, we understand, is a man who loves his natural settings, a lot of plants in the house. The interior decoration is super extravagant, very, very, very extravagant. You can clearly see that Sadio Mane has eye for good stuff, particularly the cinema in the house. The cinema was was done by some foreign experts, and pretty soon you see them. Of course, these are the guys who worked on the cinema. It took them around 4 months to complete setting up the cinema in the house. There is a football field, a small football field. There is there are two swimming pools in the house, and so many very nice places in the house for Sadio Mane and the wife to enjoy. So this is where they spent one night. The lady was introduced to it. The construction, we say, was done by some foreign experts, and there are some local contractors as well joining to put up this mansion. They call it the S Villa or S Mansion. And during the construction, not a lot of people saw Sadio Mane around, so nobody knew who the owner was. It was just demarcated as the S Villa or S Mansion until its completion and the introduction or unveiling of the facility to Sadio Mane, wife by Sadio Mane himself. This is the place where Sadio Mane will be living. This is one of the construction workers after taking a picture with Sadio Mane when he came to supervise, saying Sadio Mane is very well satisfied with the facility and says a happy client, of course. So the cinema was set up by a different group of people. The swimming pool, there is a swimming pool on the top floor, the rooftop of the building, one downstairs, the underground bunkers, and everywhere. So this is Sadio Mane's new mansion. He had been living in a place he set up whilst he was playing in Austria before he joined Liverpool, and he has around 4-bedroom house in his modest 4-bedroom house in Bambali, where he used to stay when he visited his family back then. But this is the mansion that Sadio Mane says he'll be living for the rest of his life, and has introduced Aisha Tamba to the facility where the wife will be based, and the wife has returned to school. So this is some of the background news to the Sadio Mane event in Senegal, a wedding ceremony that took place with few friends and family and footballers. He has returned to the national team, and the wife has also returned to school. In about 2-3 months, she'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree. 19-year-old Aisha Tamba has been the lucky girl who has snapped up former Liverpool striker, a multi-millionaire footballer, one of the most loved footballers on the continent. Sadio Mane is finally taken, and he's taken to a new house, built purposely for the wife. He introduced her to the facility the night after the wedding, had their honeymoon there, and then he's flown to join the national team. He's been congratulated by the president of the country when the team visited before they departed for La Côte d'Ivoire. Macky Sall has wished him well and welcomed Sadio Mane to the table of men. So that is basically it. We thank you very much. We wish Sadio Mane the best of luck in the AFCON, of course. We know he'll be a very good husband. Thank you.